Okay, this sounds a little weird. This sounds a little weird. I can probably sink my teeth into this a little bit. I can kind of get with it. So let's go over there. Boo. Whoop. We're here. All right. So am I the asshole for asking a teacher not to pair me and my stepsister together for a school project? Which is kind of weird unless your stepsister is like, I don't know, abusive to you or like beats you up or like, I don't know, is weird. I mean, even weird, it's your stepsister, right? I get it, you're 16, but like I'll stop bantering. I'll get to the story now. I, 16 male, am the same age as my stepsister. We have a couple of classes together, and one of those is social studies. Our teacher had talked about a project coming up where we'd be put into pairs and expected to work together for a prolonged period of time. I knew my stepsister would not want to be paired with me, or would want to be paired with me. So a couple of weeks before the pairs were assigned, I asked the teacher if she could not pair us up. She and I talked for a few minutes, and she assured me we wouldn't be. I was relieved. Then we were paired up. When we were paired up, my stepsister asked the teacher why wasn't with me. Okay, I tell you what, take time from your social studies class and go to English class, please. I would appreciate that. Maybe I'm being too nitpicky, but like it's kind of annoying. um Stepsister asked the teacher why wasn't with me. She told her that she wanted to give everyone the chance to do the project with someone they hadn't worked with before. Yeah, fair enough. You don't tell them that your stepbrother asked to not be paired with you. My stepsister went home and complained to her mom. Then her mom complained to my dad. Then they both complained to the teacher and lied and told her that both my stepsister and I had complained to them. The teacher was like, I thought, what? Was like, I thought unhappy, didn't want to be paired with stepsister, and it became a fight between them. I'm going to guess he named himself unhappy, because that's weird. It just threw me for a loop. Then my dad asked me what the hell I had done. He said, I knew my stepsister would want to be with me, and I went out of my way to be with anyone else. He said she only wants to have some time with me and work together. Would have been great bonding experience for us, since I have never put so much focus on bonding with her. I mean, yeah, why not though? I mean, maybe you just don't vibe with her, right? Maybe it's one of those things where it's like you both don't have like that many common interests, but still, that's your like new family, right? And you haven't given an explicit reason to why you don't want to hang out with her or be paired with her. Like there was no reasoning. Oh wait, well, I always just banter before I even read. The reason I don't want to pair up with her is I did not want to spend all of that time with her on the project. What? She's always trying to cling on to me and I don't like it. I don't dislike her, but I'm not interested in being her friend or anything either. I'm polite, I'm civil, but I don't care about being close. I'd never get time to myself if I gave in. Dude, you are the asshole, okay? I get being like all to yourself and stuff, but I tell you what, when you're older and you barely have a relationship with your stepsister or your family, you know, it's like you're gonna miss that. You're gonna miss having people around that you could talk to. Okay, this is coming from a boomer. Okay, I'm having boomer takes here. You know, you didn't even say if anything was wrong with her. You said I don't want to spend time with her. I don't like it. It's like, do you have friends? Do you like hang out with anyone? Or do you I don't know, maybe I'm being too hostile here, right? Maybe I'm being too hostile. But I tell you what, this is like my brother. My brother growing up, I would always want to hang out with him. I'd always want to hang out with him and his friends because they were always doing cool shit, right? Like Christian would be like, he'd be like, oh, well, me and my friends are really getting into airsoft. And I'd be like, oh, can I come too? I want to come. And he's like, no. And then my parents would have to be like, well, if you go, you have to take your brother with you, you know? But not like all the time, right? Within reason. And not even like that. It was more of like, you know, it was more of just like, hey, you need to take your brother with you if you want to go because he wants to have fun and I don't know why you're being an a-hole about it. Which I later found out why. But like it wasn't because he hated me, you know? Um but yeah, like there has to be some reason other than he doesn't want to be friends with her. That like he doesn't want to do anything. Sounds like someone doesn't accept his new family. Yeah, which could be I tell you what, I spoke to a doctor once about this and it actually is a diagnosed case of being a cringy teen. I say cringy, but being a what is it? What do you call? What's the word for it? What's the word for it? I guess like a edgy. Being an edgy teen. You're like, I don't like anybody. Like get away from me. And maybe I'm making broad assumptions, but I think this is kind of weird. I think you're kind of the asshole. I'm not gonna say a hard. You're not like the set asshole. Okay, but I do think your stepsister wants to spend time with you, and your parents are like, yeah, why don't you spend time with her? And you're like, I don't want to. And it's like, dude, just go. Let me see. Not the an asshole. What? However, being more open about this stuff in the future without being impolite, because intrigue is often like a boomerang. Does your stepsister not have social contacts besides you? That's, I mean, whatever. I would go back to the teacher and thank her. Tell her your parents lied about wanting you to pair up with a sister, and you really appreciate someone in your life respecting your boundaries. I mean, yeah, you have boundaries, but why do you have those boundaries? I guess you don't have to explain yourself, but it's just weird, right? Like, it's just weird. If he's justified, there also depends a bit on the love life of his parents. If stepfamilies change everything, few years not attaching yourself could just be protecting oneself. Yeah, I can see that. But I just think it's weird. Yeah, there has to be an underlying issue that he's not saying here. Now, if it's only for this reason, it's because I don't want to spend all the time with her on the project. She's always trying to cling to me, and I don't like it. It's like, maybe I'm being closed-minded, okay? For those of you on the YouTube that already clicked the dislike button and is like, oh, you're not respecting his boundaries. Okay, maybe I'm being closed-minded because I'm putting myself in his shoes. Okay, maybe, I mean, he is a completely different person, but it's hard to imagine not wanting to hang out with someone so much for no based reason other than maybe you have problems at home or maybe you don't accept this new lifestyle or whatever. I don't know. But let's see what he had to say, because OP did say, I thanked her for the day. I thanked her the day after the call happened, apologized for my dad's part in it too. She was just sorry. She told them I had asked her. She was genuinely confused by them and then worried I had been trying to get into trouble for some reason. But also figured before I had talked to her again that my dad and his wife's reaction was why I had gone to her. Please format this in a way I can read it. It's crazy to think that your parents will call and try to get you a specific project partner in high school. What? Talk to your counselor? Yeah, very much. Might be beneficial in the future to be in different classes than your stepsister. Yeah, I guess, but why? But why? I had that with one of my parents. Every few years, it's someone new, and you're pressured to hate the previous one. Yeah. 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 And it just, yeah, I get that, but we don't know if that's his case. I tell you what, I'll overturn my ruling. I don't think he is the asshole, okay? I don't think he is the asshole. I deem him weird. I deem it weird. That's it. It's just weird. You're not the asshole though. Okay? Um yeah. Let's see. What was do we have like a ruling on this yet? No, we don't. It was only 10 hours ago. But not the asshole, and I'm sorry your dad didn't straight up ask you. Okay, now if we start bashing the parents didn't know, right? The parents didn't know. I don't think anybody's the asshole here. And if you say, yikes, the parents are being they're being the assholes, it's like, that's a stretch. Like most Am I the Asshole we had so far, it feels like a crucial info is missing. Exactly. Going based off of this, it's just weird. It's weird. So that's my ruling. On to the next one. We will be moving on. So let's look for another good one. That one, I will say, it's like, that was like a 4 out of 10. I'd rule that a 4 out of 10 any day, because like it was like, it was okay to read, I guess, but like it didn't have like the zhuzh, it didn't have like the panache that I'm looking for. You know what I mean, chat? It didn't have what I was looking for. So I want one where it says, "Am I the asshole for stapling my friend's balls to the desk?" And then him like genuinely defend it. That'd be crazy. That'd be awesome. Am I the asshole for telling my father why I don't go to his house anymore? I mean, am I the asshole for meowing with my cat? Probably not. Let's read this one's short and sweet, so let's read it real quick. That sounds funny. Um all right. Am I the asshole for meowing with my cats? I have a very vocal cat, 8 male. When you have to put that your cat is 8 and a male, this might be fake. This might be fake. He meows a lot and also expects a response to its meowing. If you don't respond, he becomes a bit stressed, insulted, and he seems to really enjoy having this interaction with me. I always meow when he does. We have conversations where we meow at each other. I mean, that's just something you do with an animal. And I mean, you don't have anyone around, so there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, wait, she does have someone around, assuming that it's a she, because they didn't say who they were. They just said 8 male for the cat. My partner hates this. Partner thinks the noise is awful and wants me to teach the cat to stop meowing, or at the very least wants me to ignore my cat when he meows at me. But to me, this would be like ignoring a friend trying to talk to me. My partner considers me the asshole for not stopping with a meowing despite being told it's very annoying, and thinks it is very little effort. Am I the asshole for not respecting my partner's boundaries here and meowing with my cat? Okay, this is a saucy one. It's short, but like I can, no, don't say quick word to partner run. I play with my dog all the time, but Blair also plays with my dog. We're partners that are weird together, right? Like we just, when we're alone, it's not always like deadpan serious. Yes, a dog. I mean, yeah, I'm not a cat person. I agree. Cats aren't like dogs. I mean, I think that the boyfriend or the significant other should see her side of it a little bit, assuming it's a she. I'm assuming genders here. But maybe he should like consider, like, does he have some condition that like gives him chronic headaches? Maybe I'm being a little too into the weeds here. But it's like, shoot. Yeah, this is a hard one. because I mean, you can just stop meowing at your cat when he's around, but when he's not around, yeah, meow at it. But if he just doesn't like it because he like finds it to be cringy or something, it's like maybe you should like see what kind of person you should be with. Because like I imagine people who do this with their partner, it's like okay, it's cool, but like the partner has a problem with it. I'm not going to tell them to break up, but maybe they should have a conversation about it from both of their sides, and maybe she should, just do it in when it's just her around, so it can't annoy him. I don't think she's an asshole. I don't think she's an asshole here. I don't think he's an asshole. I think it's like he's like, can you stop doing that? That's kind of annoying. And then she's like, no, I can't do that because I feel like it makes my cat anxious, which is a very fair assessment if it does harm the cat in any way. But I don't think, I mean, I'll take it at face value. I'll say, okay, yeah, it makes it stressed. But, dude, she's talking about the cat being insulted. She is obsessed. Okay. Cats and dogs being stressed is actually a real thing. Like the other day with our dog Ellie, right? We were playing with her and we were like pretending, okay, this is gonna be so cringe. Okay, guys. We were pretending like we were eating her ear because she was playing with us and we're like, oh my gosh, you got little ears, I'm gonna eat it. And okay, let's just get over that part. But she was genuinely, after we did that, she was shaking. She was shaking and she was like staring at us like all scared. And it's like, that was like, okay, we shouldn't do that. We should not do that because maybe that's a little much for her. And don't flame me in the comments of this YouTube video, please. But like, we just play with our dog like that. And but yeah, like, so it could be a possibility. But like, to not meow back, it seems a bit far stretched. But I don't think she's an asshole. I don't think she might be a little ADHD. She might be a little weird, right? But like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you kind of like playing with your animals. So I think no assholes here. That's what I think. Not the asshole. Your cat and the behavior was like this before you met, I assume. If you're okay with it, in needs to change. I think you should come to a compromise. I don't think you should like completely change. I mean, if it's something like this, maybe. But like maybe that should be in your compromise. Cat wins then. Cat wins. The cat wins even if the human was the first. Okay. All right, we get it. You're a cat person. We get it. We get it. Vive le chat. I'm going to assume that he meant cat. Okay, this is weird. This is weird. I think no assholes here. That's all. That's all I want to say. Is no assholes. Everyone's good. Just have a talk about it. And don't be so close-minded to be like, I will meow at my cat whenever I want. And it's like, maybe you should consider his feelings. Anyway. All right, well, that was short and sweet. On to the next one. We're going to go find something else cool. Okay. I don't know. Any more thoughts? Any more thoughts? I think it's just weird and like no one's an asshole there. It's all, we're only getting things that are like, it's just weird. You don't have to make a post about it unless it's all made up. Am I the asshole for not wanting to hold my nephew? Probably not. Am I the asshole for pushing my wife to leave on time every day? Probably not. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he needs to draw clear lines with the mother for his child? What? What? What are you talking about? I don't know. Am I the asshole for bluntly telling someone why their disabled son isn't allowed in my muscle car? What? I mean, it's already ruled not the asshole. Let's see. It's short. It's short. We can get through this one. What do you? What? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, I can already see it. I can already see it. Okay, I'm gonna bring you guys along. Okay, so you see the title. Their disabled son isn't allowed in my muscle car, right? And then you go, these reasons are that he can't control his bladder or bowels, and that is stemming. His stemming may break things. Okay, you don't want poop or pee in your car, and you're a driving instructor. Yeah, I completely understand. You could have just said that. You could have just said this, and like dropped the mic, and like I would have been like, yeah, fair enough. So, what do we? Yeah, not the asshole. Her son is not owed a ride in your new car. Yeah, okay. I didn't even read it. I'm not even gonna read the comments, but we know how it goes. We know how it goes. That was lame. That was lame. Let me look for some flair here. Some hot posts. I think a lot of these are washed, man. A lot of these are just washed. I mean, there's some with a lot of comments. I wanted to get one with like thousands of comments just to see. Okay, let's see what this saucy thing is. I skipped over it at first, but there's so many comments, and it was only posted 8 hours ago. But it seems boring, but we'll see. I'll read, we'll get into it, and we'll determine if it's fake or not, right? And then we'll see where we go from there. So it's, am I the asshole? Let me actually bring you guys with me. Oh, it's not very long, actually. Am I the asshole for not telling my ex-wife I got married again? I, 28 male, was married to my ex-wife for 2 years before we divorced because I realized I was gay. All right. I had been out as bi from age 16, and I knew I liked men, but also liked women. However, I realized when I was 24 that I didn't like women. So I told my wife I wanted a divorce, but said I was happy to co-parent our 1-year-old. She agreed. Okay, good. We both lived in London until recently I moved to Switzerland to live with my now husband, and we got married there. I didn't invite my ex. She had a new boyfriend who me and our little boy don't like. Oh, okay. And I knew he would definitely say something homophobic at the wedding. When you say he would definitely say something homophobic, how many times has he made homophobic slurs at you? Because if it's zero, then you don't have a basis there, you know? But if you have evidence of it, it's like, okay. I have complete custody of our son as he wanted to live with me, and my ex agreed. Now, our son was at the wedding and looked so smart, so I sent photos to my ex, and she started messaging me and calling me, telling me I am so rude for not inviting her or even telling her. And she wanted our son back with her. I said no, and now all her family are messaging me saying I'm an asshole and should have told her. I don't know if I am or not. Are gay people allowed to marry in Switzerland? I hope. Like, why? Why wouldn't they? The agreement about custody was in court, and she knew at the time. I had a fiance, so I don't know what she was expecting to happen in the future. I don't think that the problem was because you married was because you got married. I think the problem was that you got married and did not tell her. Was she supposed to reach out to you and be like, hey, just checking, are you getting married? And assuming that you, I mean, I don't want to assume anything. I need to know if you've ever met your ex-wife's husband or your ex-wife's boyfriend? I need to know. Is Switzerland like super like weird about that stuff? I assume Switzerland's weird about it, but assuming that they can get married because they got married in Switzerland. So he would definitely say something homophobic at the wedding. I mean, you don't have foresight. You don't have foresight. I mean, if you see his like Twitter, if you pull up X, I guess that's what they call it now. If you pull up X and you see like his tweets and they're like, "Oh man, what I do to to bash the head in of a," you know where I'm going with that. If it's something like unhinged and crazy like that, I can understand. Okay, I can understand why you wouldn't want him there, but why your ex-wife would be with him at that point, I have no clue. Um, I just don't see. You said he would say a homophobic thing at the wedding. I, but I don't think that your ex-wife has complete right to absolutely be invited, right? I think that that's you don't have to invite her. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. You can't accuse people of things they haven't done yet. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're robbing them of any chance to improve. On the other hand, you decide who you invite. That's exactly what I'm thinking, Jimmy. You're thinking what I'm thinking, dude. Because I'm like, if I don't want someone at my wedding, I just won't invite them. And if they have a problem with that, well, suck a butt. You know, even if you are the a-hole, it's my wedding. It's my wedding, so like you don't have precedent over if you can come or not. That's my day, right? And maybe that'll make some backlash on your part with whoever you didn't invite, you know, going forward in life. I don't think you're the asshole. I really don't. Cuz you know, if you didn't want them at your wedding, you don't want them at your wedding. It would be more convoluted. I tell you what, chat. I tell you what. It would be more convoluted if he said, "Hey, do you want to come to the wedding, but you can't bring so and so?" Then it would be weird. Then it would be like real weird. I I can see how she was hurt by it. Okay, I can understand that, but I don't know. I don't think that makes you an asshole. That's what I think. That's what I think. And those of you on YouTube, let me know what you think. I just want to know. Cuz yeah. Just let me know and defend what you say in the comments. I would love to hear from you about this. Also, if I am getting copy pasta and fake stories, let me know in the comments also, please. Cuz it's hard to tell. Problem is not telling, not inviting here. I don't even think he's an asshole for not telling her. Is that crazy? I think it's because I mean, you're like, "Hey, I'm getting married," and she's like, congrats. When can we come?" And he's like, "Actually, you're not invited." Like, I don't know. That would make a weird situation, you know? Or like maybe it would be her fault to assume she was invited, right? Maybe then it would flip the switch there. Maybe. Maybe that might be a good option, but I don't think we're assholes. I don't think anyone is an asshole here. We're having a lot of not the asshole, like no assholes here today. But I don't think that anyone's the asshole. So, and I've also said asshole like 5 different times in the past like minute, which is crazy. Okay. Oh no, I'm so not based. A simple getting married text would not have killed you. If she's still involved in her son's life, knowing major life events are happening is a valid complaint. No need to invite her, though. Do we have a can everyone just do better tag? Right? It's like, that's like what you were saying, Jimmy. It's just for not telling her, but it's like, you're not an asshole. It's just like, hey, man, just like, I don't know, let her know maybe. I agree. Okay, Jimmy, I see your I am like a sponge. I absorb other people's ideas. So I agree. You know, you can text her and say, "Hey, I'm getting married. I wanted to let you know our son's gonna be there." Blah blah blah. And if she says, "Oh, can me and Mike come?" Whatever his name is, then you say, "Hey, I'd rather you not." And if she's like, "You're an a-hole for that," then it's like he's allowed to have whoever he wants at his wedding. But I can see why you would feel that way. Um, they might not suck, but they aren't trying really hard either. Um, Why should she? She's barely even a part of their lives anymore because she's still the parent of that child. But the child's not getting married. Oh, but the child will now have a legal step parent. Is information that should be given to her. But it's not like she didn't know that. Okay, he said in the thing she knew that he had a fiance. I guess like to make it legal is a different thing. You know, I guess like instead of like, oh, I have a fiance, being like an official step parent now. I I just think he could have shot her a text. I don't think there's too much to dig into this. I think this well is tapped. I think we tapped this well very to tell it's bone dry. I People are arguing so much.